Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the toys that made us. This is a 8-part Netflix series. I previously reviewed the first 4 episodes. They were released a while ago. And on May 25th, the final 4 episodes of Season 1 came out. There is a second season planned, so it's a little confusing because this feels like Season 2 because there was a big break between the first 4 and the second 4. But there's a real Season 4 coming. Season 2. So, anyway, Season 1, Part 2 came out, and there was an episode about Lego, Star Trek, Hello Kitty, and Transformers. So, similar to last time, we have some boys' action brands. We have a line that's a little bit more towards the girls. And this time with Lego, you have a very universal, unisex toy. I think people do think of Lego as a boys' toy a little bit more than a unisex toy, but it's very much marketed to everybody. So, these episodes go a pretty wide time period. So, Star Trek is from the 60s, Lego is a toy that's been around for a very long time, you've got Hello Kitty that's been around since the 70s, and Transformers is an 80s brand. So, the Transformers episode focuses on the transforming robot trend that started in Japan, and the American toy companies seeing it and going, well, we'll just take this, and we'll take this, and we'll take this, and we'll take this, and pack it all together, and we're going to call it Transformers, and we're going to get somebody from Marvel to write us a comic book and create a world for us, because that worked well with G.I. Joe. I didn't think that episode was as dramatic as the G.I. Joe one. I guess the dramatization bits were more silly than like the suspenseful board meetings from the G.I. Joe one. But I did enjoy the episode a lot. It was fun seeing all the old footage from the Diaclone commercials and the Transformers commercials. It was fun listening to the different brand marketing people and things like that. And then the designers from Japan were in it. Obviously, they had to have translators involved for that. But it was great. The Hello Kitty episode, I learned quite a bit about that whole brand, the Sanrio brand, because it's funny that Hello Kitty is not necessarily a toy. I mean, it can be a toy, but Hello Kitty is a brand, it's a character, right? And just like there are Mickey Mouse toys, Mickey Mouse doesn't jump out as a toy. Like when you say Mickey Mouse, your first thought isn't the toy, it's the design of the character, right? So this was kind of an interesting episode, and they talked about basically putting the Hello Kitty face on anything and everything. So that episode maybe was my least favorite. There was nothing actually wrong with it. I did learn a lot from it because it's probably the brand I knew the least about, kind of like the Barbie episode. The Barbie episode was one of my favorites out of the first 4 because I learned the most from that episode. Let's see, what else? The Star Trek episode was definitely my favorite from this 4. The Star Trek episode was so weird and so funny and so bizarre because Star Trek had such bad toys. And when they first announced they were doing a Star Trek episode, I questioned how it was going to work out because, I mean, I have some of the Star Trek toys, and there's like a line of like 10 figures from Galoob or something like that. Like, you know, they had a couple figures from one of the motion pictures. But they did a great job of explaining people not backing Star Trek or people just trying to make a really bad toy product like, we're not going to make a new toy, but we'll put Star Trek stickers on our current product line. So that episode was actually really funny to see all of that. And of course, they got into the Playmates toy line, which was the best Star Trek toy line that's ever been made. The one thing I was a little disappointed was they left out the most recent movie line, which was made by Playmates, and they just kind of glossed over it. I just thought it would have been interesting because it falls right in line with all the rest of the Star Trek lines where they made this toy line. It didn't sell that well, but there were like short-packed, you know, Ahura was really hard to get. I have all the figures but Ahura from the movie lines and from the, you know, the J.J. Abrams universe. And I was just a little disappointed I got left out. But that's kind of been the whole nature of all these documentaries. Because they have a limited time run, they can't mention every single toy ever released, so they have to leave something out. It just happened to be one of the Star Trek lines I was trying to collect. And then Lego. Alright, so the Lego episode, obviously Lego has a lot of history. Lego didn't start out as bricks. Lego didn't start out as the brick we know, and it evolved over time, and then the patent ran out, and everybody was copying Lego. So that was a really cool thing to see. I don't know if that episode... that episode just wasn't super funny. It didn't have any like good dramatization stuff. It didn't really have any scandal to it. And I'm not trying to like say they need to make up history. Like, I like the fact that it's all accurate, but it just doesn't have the pizzazz, I don't know, the quite the same charm. They kept going with like the Lego system joke, you know, which was humorous, I guess. But it wasn't like, I wasn't on the floor rolling laughing with that. I actually liked them playing the Star Wars logo in the Star Trek episode. I thought that was funnier than the Lego system joke. But, you know, Lego is cool. I loved seeing the Zach the Lego Maniac commercials from my childhood and seeing all those classic sets like the Yellow Castle. It was interesting them talking about the Lego never making modern war toys as a kit. So that was all around. I mean, it was a good episode. It was also interesting. They did focus on, as I was saying before, the unisex brand, but then they found out really it was just a boy toy, and reevaluating it and redesigning the minifigure to make the Lego Friends line, which appeals more to girls. So I really liked all 4 episodes. If you only have time to watch one, I personally recommend the Star Trek one. Make sure you go out and check it out if you have Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, maybe it's worth signing up for. The Toys That Made Us is a really cool series. I am so looking forward to the next season. I love this kind of toy video where it's not focused on necessarily the value or trying to collect it all, but just bringing general awareness to these products. I would love to see Mask or Superpowers or Silverhawks or something even more obscure, maybe Starcom. Any of those things would be really fun for the next line. I can't imagine they're going to go too much further without hitting My Little Pony or Hot Wheels. So, you know, we'll see what the lineup has to offer next time around. Episode 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all worth checking out. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.